And we're live. It's Wednesday night, live from, well, not the boat. It's cold down there, and I decided not to go down. Type show link to drop link. So, what I'm going to do, hey, Mr. Russian, first on board. You haven't gone live this week, or at least I missed you if I did. I apologize for that. So yeah, we're not on the boat because it is too cold. As Mr. Russian, you know the weather is almost winter. Super Warrior, thank you for dropping by. As I say, we're not on the boat. We're sitting in front of the edit computer, and just going to check to see that I've got audio everywhere here. Let's just see what the story is. Is there any audio? Can anybody hear me? Is anybody out there? There's a song about that. Okay, let's see. Why don't I have any sound here? I can't hear myself. I can't hear myself. I can hear myself. Okay, that's a good sign. Good sign when you can hear yourself. Mr. TT, thank you for coming by. I appreciate the company. As I say, we're not out on the boat. Pardon me. Hey, Simply Milda. Good to see you. Not on the boat. We're editing a cooking show, and since I have company, pardon me, I just got to. I have company. We're not going to play solitaire. We're going to look at editing. So what I want to edit, Billy sent me. Akari Velasco, thank you for coming by. Oh, I'm overwhelmed with you coming by. Now, possibly everybody thought I was going to be on the boat. Big Uso. But it's a little bit chilly down there, and I do. I'm hoping Friday night. The yeah, we still got Mr. Nightbot there with his emojis and caps and stuff like that. But we'll deal with him. Yeah, dogs subscribing, that would be good. That would be good too. So, but last week when I was out there cooking on the boat barbecue, on the Magma barbecue, a couple of times, and last time we talked about editing the shrimp video, and that's going to go live tomorrow morning. Let's just take a fast look at it. I'll just browse through it very, very quickly with you. So that's what.
I found these huge tiger shrimp at the fish market. I heard they'd be good on
Not sure what music I'm using in here. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be some beach, Caribbean beachy kind of thing. So it turned out pretty good. I'm not happy with the color a little bit, but I think it's okay. Okay, let's get rid of that. So I did three things. I did a cheesesteak. I did salmon. Yeah, you're on the stage. I don't know what the Nightbot was upset about. We all love Nightbot. He's my favorite bot. Although I took an online course this morning about AI and agents, AI agents. So Nightbot is really an AI agent, right? He's sort of taking over for what people would do if people were there. And it was kind of interesting. It was put on by Ryerson, I think, who's doing these courses. So I enjoyed it, and they're doing a few more. So we're going to get to Sora and some of the other tools. They just talked about ChatGPT today, and Caesar Mocha, thank you for coming by. Appreciate that. I was going to say thank you for coming aboard, but we're not on board. We're sitting here in front of the edit computer. And there's some interesting stuff there. And of course, the big thing now this week in the internet is Tilly Norwood, the AI actress that's going to take over from every woman actress, I guess not every brunette actress in Hollywood, although they can generate her as a blonde as easily as they can generate her as a brunette or a redhead or whatever. And it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that. I guess they could generate her as a captain as well. So this was
And I'm going to spice it only.
On the boat barbecue, and at the time I recorded myself talking about how good it was, but see how blurry it is. This was already at 7:30, I think, or 7 o'clock. It was sundown already, so it was getting pretty dark, and the phone camera. This was done on a phone. The phone camera didn't do a very good job in terms of like it's all blurry. So we're not going to use this. Let's get rid of this guy. I went back later and re-recorded the intro on the boat with a different camera. Also has issues, but you'll see them in a few minutes. But at least it's in focus. So focus is a good thing in video. Okay, so you're gone. What clip is this? This is 826. You're gone. Let's see where 826 is. Boat salmon steak, 826. So this was really the video for that experience. 826. There you are. Yeah. So the camera couldn't deal with the lack of light at that time of the day. It looked good while I was sitting there, but it wasn't usable video. So what we've got is salmon, a nice salmon steak. It was a wonderful salmon steak. It was like $25, but it was really, really thick, and the food's sort of a prop, but in the end, you eat it. Like, look how thick that is. Yeah, I don't really see my hand in relation to it, but there you see how the fork. So the fork is about an inch. Look how thick that is. That was an amazing steak, and I cooked it with grilled zucchini and yellow peppers. So I really wanted the colors. And so we got 10 minutes of video. That's not bad. See, there it is on the grill. Zucchinis, a nice salmon steak. The downside is when I took it off, it fell apart a bit. So I'm going to use it here. I managed to hide some of the rattiness where it broke open here. But I'm probably going to go back and make another similar steak to get a better photo for the cookbook. I'm not particularly happy with the way that looks. It's good for talking about how to make it and good for talking about the cooking experience, but not that great. So this is the
Let's try a thick salmon steak on the boat barbecue.
the
Zucchini and pepper.
captain talking on the other camera. Then a few days later,
At the fish market for years.
it's nicely in focus. Got to fix a little bit on the blue side.
Zucchini and pepper.
Even then, I'm in the shade and it's really bright out there, but there's not much you can do with that. So I guess what we should do to start is figure out what intro to use. Why don't I do that right now? Let's listen to this.
Let's try a thick salmon steak on the boat barbecue with some veggies, zucchini, and pepper.
Obviously, if I recorded it twice, it's because I didn't like it the first time.
Market for years, and I've always wondered how it tastes. Let's try it. I've seen that at the fish market for years, and I've always wondered how it tastes. Let's try it. We're really in salmon steak on the.
Okay, so let's assume that the second recording was better than the first. I don't know why I did it twice. Let's get rid of that guy. That's number 87. You're gone. Where is 87? 87 is the first effort at this. I didn't rename the clip. We'll do that later. Okay, let's bring this back. And let's get rid of the intro where I'm sitting there trying to figure out what to say. And then
For a wonderful fish.
And if you remember the, hey, Trekking, Deb and Mike, thank you for coming aboard. Really appreciate that.
I've seen that at the fish market for years, and I've always wondered how.
Again, this is old bay spice that I used in the shrimp barbecue and now on the boat barbecue and the steak salmon steak. And it's got a sort of a little bit of a cayenne peppery, very, very, very light heat, paprika-ish. Tastes like a little bit like celery salt. I was going to Google its ingredients. For lunch today, I made myself a salad of a bunch of green salad greens with leftover chicken and imitation crab, and I usually have that with sort of a lemon dill dressing. So I did the lemon dill and I gave it a shake of Old Bay, and it was not good in the salad. It's good on stuff that's cooked or fried or barbecued, but it's not good on a salad. Okay, so let's rotate this, straighten it out a bit. There we are. Is that straight? That looks straight. Yeah, the masts of those boats are straight. Let's zoom out a little bit more. There we are. Now, my challenge is this guy is still too dark, right? So if I just increase the exposure, the background gets blown out more. I'm going to try this with DaVinci. And let's increase the saturation a little bit. Let's go a little bit warmer. It was in the afternoon already. Well, not quite. It was around 3 when I recorded this, so it shouldn't be. Sun was still pretty high, but that's better. Let's increase the contrast. And let's play with the curves for a second here. I kind of like that better, right? Sometimes you can play with the curves and have better results than playing with the sliders. Now, in Photoshop, I hate curves, but here this seems to work. Okay, so
I was really enjoying it. It's a great taste.
So let's take the intro and move it to the beginning. Bring it up and stick it on its own track here. We're going to have to increase the volume. And zoom that over to the beginning. Where are we? Okay, now I'm not going to start with me talking. I want to start with the salmon steak. This empty space where we got rid of the other captain previously. So let's go find a good looking salmon steak. Now, I looked at this footage earlier. As I say, this I don't particularly like because it fell apart when I took it off the grill. If we do that, the color is nice, but we don't see the shape of the salmon steak. So what I want to do is I'm going to use, see, there's where it fell apart. I'm going to pick it up with the silly tongs. I should have used a spatula, and there it goes. So that was kind of sad. In fact, we're going to cut some of that off so we don't have that sadness happening there. But this is a nice picture of salmon steak on a barbecue. So why don't we use this one and put it at the beginning as our final result. The sound here, I hear the backup siren from the tractors removing boats for the winter already. And I hear a backup siren in the background. And we don't really need the soundtrack. And what we want is we want about 10 seconds. So 10 seconds, 38 seconds. We don't want 38 seconds. Ten seconds. 10 seconds is good. So here we're flipping some veggies. I think here we're picking up the salmon with the tongs. And it's not falling apart. See? So how come it fell apart later? Why don't we take this, and that will be our introduction. 10 seconds worth. 13, 11, 10. So in this, do we have... Okay, that's very nice. We need to, let's see what color we want. Let's assume that this coloring is good. Let's paste that in there. Okay, brighter, we don't really need the brighter. We don't need the here. We want that really dark. No. This got the weird curve in it still, yeah. And let's zoom out just a little bit. So that's a very nice looking piece of salmon steak. Let's bring that to the beginning. And let's stick it right here. So that'll be our introduction. Okay, 10 seconds is too long. Let's go back to maybe 8, 7, 8. And then we got the captain.
Let's try.
Don't know why I was leaning forward at the time. Let's try a cross zoom here and see if we like that. Cross zoom, there we are.
Let's try it.
We've lost everybody. Okay, so how can we get a little bit more pop out of this thing? So I'm losing color there a little bit. That's not bad. Increase the saturation even more. No, then he gets too pink. Take some pink out of him. Okay, so that's there. We got him talking. So now we're gonna. Oh, this is nice. Hold on. What is this? So this is phone video. Oops. You know what? I like this phone video better than I like. Let's see. This was nice. What if we use this as the intro? How long is this? This is 9 seconds long. No, that's not good. Four seconds. No, that's not good. I don't like that at all. Now, yeah, thank you guys for coming by. I really appreciate it. So here, what does this look like? Does this look like a decent clip? Yeah, see, I was trying to get too sophisticated here. Oh, what about this? Is this a good intro? Eight seconds. And what if we slow it down a little bit? Maybe 80%. Okay, there's the camera jerk there, so let's cut it off there. Maybe that's a better intro than the intro that we've got. Let's try this intro. Hide that under there. Get a cross zoom in here. So that's a nice intro. We got the veggies, we got the salmon, and then we got the captain. Okay, so let's leave this out. Let's put this back to the beginning. I don't know, we copied it. We didn't drag it. So with that, we can't use that one. Let's get rid of this clip. Reveal in project. It is number 338. You're gone. 338. Where's 338? 33. What the heck? Okay, what's the number? 328. 328. Hey, Big Uso, you're still there. Thank you. 328. So we don't like that one. I guess in the end, I didn't like most of the phone pictures. Why did I not like them? What was wrong with this one? That's the one we just got rid of. What was wrong with this? I'm not sure why I decided I didn't like that picture. I kind of like that one. Let's go back. So if we just crop into the middle. In the middle. You know what? Let's bring this guy back. When I was looking at it earlier, I didn't like that. 139. Where's 139? 139. Let's bring it back and see if we like it or not. If we go, we're looking for 8 seconds, 6 seconds. There's 6 seconds there. And if we, no, what if we use this instead of, let's get rid of the soundtrack. Again, it's just that beeping of the motor that was moving boats around.
Let's try a fixed salmon steak.
Okay. I'm going to hide this under here because I don't want to lose it. And see what this looks like.
Let's try a fixed salmon steak.
This guy is way too pink, right? Let's get out of here. Take out some of the pinkness. Take out some of the... There we are. Okay, a bit more. There we are. Okay, that's a better looking color. Okay, so now we have to... We've been babbling for 27 minutes, and we only have 16 seconds of video. Okay, so we're going to start with... what we're going to do with this is we're going to put all of these... Oops, I want to just delete the soundtrack from these guys. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these phone clips and move them out of the way. Just get them. Hello, go back, go away. We'll stick them over there for now. And come back here. And what we're going to have... I don't know if I like that or not. Let's just get rid of it for now. Okay, so we're going to start by cutting up some zucchinis. Really exciting. Let's see. We don't want to spend more than I don't know, 15 seconds on zucchinis. Zucchini. Oh, that's good. So I did all the fruit vegetables in the same. A minute and 29 seconds. We don't want a minute and 29 seconds of... Okay, first of all, let's just speed it up. As I keep saying, I'm the slowest person cutting stuff up in the history of the world. So now we're down to... How many seconds? 55 seconds. Still way too long. Cut off both ends, cut in half. Okay. Chop that out there. Okay, we're cutting. Trying not to cut our fingers. And we're still cutting. You know what? We're just going to leave it in there 55 seconds. Oh, here, so we can trim that off. We don't need empty space. Well, I'm looking for the pepper. Okay, so now we're better off here. And let's see how many seconds we've got here. And this is going to have to go up here because we're going to have a cross zoom.
Let's try it.
And we're going to cross zoom here.
Fish market for years, and I've always wondered how it tastes. Let's try it. Let's try it. Try it.
Okay, so a little bit the color of inside the boat versus the color outside is radically different. But I think we're going to be okay. Okay, so now we've cut up the zucchinis. Oh my God, that's not what we meant. Somehow we got to clean up our timeline here. Let's bring this guy down to this level. Okay, so now okay, let's get rid of the soundtrack all the way along here. Because it's just marina noise. And what are we doing here? We are putting some oil on this, on these veggies. No, we're putting some salt. Let's go down lower. Oh, that's as close as we're going to get. Okay, we're going to, I need enough background here. What I'm saying, we're going to have to put some salt. And some oil. Yeah, it's too bad that part of the problem with recording stuff on the boat is there's not a lot of room. Salt. And then oil. Didn't mean to overwrite that. Okay, a bunch of empty space there, no action. Okay, so we're adding some oil. Okay, there's the oil coming out. A lot of shaking going on, but nothing happening. Okay, so there's the oil coming out. Okay, oil is done. Now, what do we got? Okay, we don't really need this clip. What number is it? It is number 32. You're gone. 32. What is this clip? It's mainly nothing, right? It's mainly just the piece of salmon sitting on the board. You're gone. Okay, there we are. Bit of oil. And then Mr. Old Bay. We're not really selling this stuff, so I don't really need to have the logo there. Okay, how many seconds of that is that? 21 seconds of Old Bay. I like that. And then what did I do? Then I flipped it over, right? Okay, let's get rid of that. So we flip it over. How big is this one? This is 75%. Let's go 75% to start. Center it. Okay, flip over. That's good. A little bit of oil. We're going to spread that oil over it. And then we're going to get rid of the dead part. And I just at the point that time I discovered that the holes in the shaker thing weren't very good. I guess I jiggled something. Okay, let's take a little bit out there so we don't have that much of a jump. That's better. Okay, so here we don't see that. So let's get rid of that. Okay, that's too much. There we are. I like that. Shaking salt on it. Got a close-up of the salmon. See, the difference in color is so radical between the camera and the phone. I don't really know what to do with it. Let's try to stabilize this, see if it reduces the amount of wobble here. I'd like to use this. But it's let's move that out to the end here somewhere. Get rid of it. So this is going to be a pretty short video. Okay, so now we're going to go to the grill. And we're going to put it on the grill. Okay. That's nice. That's going on the grill. That's very good. $2.47. See, the bright and the dark, I hate this video, but it will have to do. Let's see what we got here now. So we gave the salmon about a 2-minute head start. Let's bring it over to the edge. Let's bring it over just another hair. And it's jumping around a bit because I was moving around on the boat, and all the parts are loose. The seats are all seats that open. Okay, let's open this. Obviously, I changed the zoom here to zoom into this piece of fish. 5 minutes. I'm not happy with that. Flip stuff over. That's good. That's nice. And there it fell apart. So what I'm going to do, since I don't have a good piece of salmon to put on a plate, I'm just going to leave it there. And I'm going to say that I was worried that it wasn't well done enough. And we got a bit of flame from the oil from the fishes seeping out. I'm not 100% sure why everything is wobbly on that boat. I mean, it's all fiberglass, it's all bolted together. And we're going to flip it over, and it falls apart. And I'm in there trying to take a cell phone video of it as well. But that made no difference. It fell apart. Now, I guess I didn't record. What's this? Oh, this has okay, so this I think we've got over here. So the only thing I like is I like this, the color. That has no color. That has its own color. So let's create an adjustment layer. What's going on here? And create ourselves an adjustment layer and see if we can fix the color of all of this outdoor stuff. All of the outdoor stuff out to here. And what I really liked was this, right? So why don't we copy, oh, yeah, the color settings of this. And here, take that out so that we don't have double the amount of I see. Okay, so that's different. Here, we don't want the extra exposure, right? The color looks nice. Nice yellow color to the fish. Let's see if we can stabilize this mess. Hey, Mr. Russian. Thank you for coming by. I think if you don't mind, I'm only going to make people with content moderators, if that's okay. I hope that works. Okay, so now we got some good colors there. Blah, 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 blah. You're gone. What's this? Okay, so this was a nice clip. Why didn't I like that clip? Because it's too jiggly. You're gone. This is the shortest video in the history of the world. Okay, let's create another adjustment layer. Bring it out to here. Bring it out to here. And this one, we need to reduce the highlights. We need to make the shadows really dark. If you take off too much here, then the whites turn gray. I like that. That looks really good. That looks really good. So this, I'm not happy with the captain. What do we want to do here? Let's just increase the saturation a little bit more yellow, and make it a bit brighter there. So that's my video. It's only 4 minutes. I thought it would be longer than that. So we're going to have to cut some voiceovers here and put some music behind it. I'm going to use the same music that I used for the shrimp because for all of these boat grill ones, let's make them the same. So let's save this. Let's go steal the music from the shrimp. Barbecue shrimp. Where is the music? The music is seagulls and I don't know which seagulls. Let's just take the music for now. And we're going to copy that. We're going to close this guy. And we're going to paste it in here. And then we're going to bring that down. And it's sort of islandy. And this thing ends. I don't know why it continues after this. That's good. Let's stretch it out using what they call the remix. And enable a remix. Let's stretch it. Okay, so that's good. But I don't know what I'm going to put in this little piece here. What if I were to end it with see, usually I end up 42. Usually end up with a picture of me eating. How come I don't have a picture of me eating? So this was the bad oh, here. So here's the captain having a bite. Maybe we'll bring him back. That was the tiniest piece of salmon ever in the history of the world. Let's bring back this clip. I had originally said I didn't like it. But now I need something here. So let's bring it up here. And let's bring it in here and see if we can do something with this guy having a bite of this salmon. You know, they say nobody wants to see anybody eating, but look at all these mukbang channels where all the guy's doing is eating. What if I we take this? I wasn't 100% happy with this color. Oh my God, that's too washed out. Let's take a look at this. Bring this back to here. Highlights lower. A little bit too. What about that? Let's make it smaller. Get rid of that. What if I were to take... Okay, what if can we... Okay, stop that there. Put that there, and then so we're picking it up. And then we're cutting from... How long is this clip? 6 seconds. Oops. Another few frames. Okay, that's not bad. I don't mind that at all. Let's go back here to the let's see if we can change the remix. Customize. Let's do more variations and more segments. Does that make it go smaller? Okay, and then we'll do the put a bit of the intro sound in there. That's good. Okay, so I don't know why the sky is such a weird color. Let's go to curves. Oh, I see why. That's a better color than that. This was shot on different days, so that's why it's color is weird. Okay, so now let's look at this audio for a second. Yeah, so we're starting here.
Let's try a quick sound steak on the boat barbecue.
I like that. Let's fix this. That's good. I like that. Do across the zoom here. Maybe cross zoom there. That's not, I like that better. Oh, that's not up high enough. That's nice. I like that. Okay, let's bring back program. Okay, so now what am I looking for? There we are. Let's bring this music in here. We just want the last few seconds of it. Spend the rest of my life doing this. Okay, so let's start. So there's a beat, beginning of a beat there. And that's there. And then we're going to have the, we'll bring in some other assets from that other clip. Open recent, where are we here? The boat shrimp. Yeah, that's as good as any. And we're going to bring in copy that. Oops. What else are we going to bring in? Oh, yeah, we're going to bring in this seagulls. And let's bring this as well. I'm not going to have ingredients for this because the ingredients are so simple. Okay, how come I'm down to only 2 people? That's weird. Okay, what if we bring that in? Do we want to bring a cross zoom in here? Oh, pardon me. A sneeze. Okay, so now, is this necessary? What if I just get rid of that and just bring that under there? I like that. I like that. Okay. Let's see if we're going to get some more people watching. So what I'm going to do with my time while we're doing this is we're going to write the script, and then we're going to, where's my script? Salmon text. Okay, that's good. Now, let's save that. And let's write our script. Okay, so while we're thinking about that, I'm going to change the order of this. Because we're starting with the vegetables. The vegetables are not the reason we're doing this thing. Okay, so this is vegetable. Let's get these vegetables out of the way and bring them in here. And let's bring this. That's vegetables. Okay, so let's do. Hey, Melinda G, thank you for coming by. The chat has left me. No idea where the chat went to. Let's give you a wrench, even though you're the only person here at the moment. Hopefully people will come back. We've got another half an hour at least of editing this this cooking show, and just rearranging some of the clips here. I didn't like what I had done. It's about salmon, and the movie starts with cutting up vegetables. So that makes it much more interesting in terms of oops, that's wrong. That is wrong. Okay, let's bring that up here. Okay, so this is all cutting up salmon. Getting salmon ready. And this is cutting up vegetables. So the cutting of vegetables is kind of boring. This is Adobe Premiere. I've used it since forever, since version 2 when we had videotape and Betamax tapes connected to video capture cards, Miro capture cards. So it's been a long time. There is a subscription, but I like Adobe stuff, and so I've stuck with it. There's certainly cheaper programs, and I have DaVinci Resolve on here. Resolve is free. There's also a paid version, but the Resolve is free, and it does some stuff better. See, I'm complaining about the color here because I can't make. That's better already. That's better already. It's hard to adjust the color and the light, and DaVinci does that a lot better. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to, I'm going to mute that. We're trying to now write the script for use Resolve. How long have you used it? I've had it installed since Windows 7. No, when did it started out? It went to Windows 8. So I guess I had it on Windows 7, and then that turned to Windows 8, and you had to upgrade everything. And then now it only runs on Windows 10 and 11. I've used it. I use it in my notebook when I'm on the boat, and I want to see what clips look like when I'm recording them. But I can find things instantaneously on Premiere, and it takes me forever to remember how to do an edit, how to make the sound synchronized. So I like this one, but I have used DaVinci, and I think it's a good program. And free is good. I think the only thing with the free and the one you buy is there are some features like the stabilization I don't think is included in the free one. And the color keying, I think there's a better version of color keying in the one you pay for. And there's some other stuff, I'm sure, as well. But no, I like it. I'm just used to Premiere. Okay, so let's do ourselves a script. And while we're doing the script, then I guess we'll talk about what this video is all about. Okay, so script. I ate it, Mr. Russian. It fell apart when I took it off the grill. So it looks ugly. And because this is going to go in the cookbook, I might actually go back and redo this, go buy myself another salmon. I mean, $23 is a lot of money for a piece of meat. I ate the whole thing. Usually I don't like the bellies of salmon, but I ate the whole thing. Now, it was late in the day, and I didn't have anything to eat for a long time. And out in the water, you get hungrier than you do everywhere else. So I may end up reshooting just the very last part of it so that I've got a nice full piece of salmon that hasn't fallen apart like this. See, look at the mess. It fell apart. I sort of reconstructed it on the plate, but I didn't do a very good job. Because when it fell apart, it broke off. These are the two sides, and this is the other piece. So they broke off, and I was going to share. I did share some bits of that were stuck on the grill with a duck that came by. I don't know if he appreciated it or not, but nevertheless. Okay, so let's try the script. So the script's going to say, let's start with a nice thick. This is organic salmon steak. Organic, of course, means raised in shit. And they say that the organic salmon, there is a lot of crap in the water, and some people will say it's not good for you and it's fake fish and so on. But I do like it. I like it better than plain Atlantic salmon, which apparently is also mainly farmed. I've bought steelhead. Steelhead is wild. It's not as big. The pieces aren't as big, and it has almost a trouty flavor more than the salmon. So I like this. I like it in fillets. I like it in steak. A nice thick salmon steak. Get a bit of oil onto it and sprinkle generously with Old Bay spice. It does add such a wonderful, it should give me a commission, flavor. Okay, so that's that. We're doing this. Add some Old Bay spice. Oil and spice the other side. And now some veggies. If I could spell, I hate reading this with typos in it. Now some veggies. Is it going to figure it out? It figured it out. Amazing. Microsoft is kind of amazing, even without all the AI crap that I've managed to turn off. Now some veggies. I like zucchini on the barbecue. Yellow zucchini and green zucchini for a nice variety of colors. They all taste the same to me. Okay, so that's that. And add half of an orange bell pepper. Okay. Some oil onto the veggies and a sprinkle of salt. Okay. And now back outside to the Magma Boat Barbecue. I have had charcoal boat barbecues, but propane is so much easier to work with. Okay, Melinda, see you later. We'll come check your live after this. Check your videos. Easier to work with. start the salmon ahead of the veggies. It will take about 8 minutes aside. Okay. Okay, there's a bit of a jiggle there, but I think I can live with that. Turn it over. Okay. Over. Okay, so here, now we're turning it over. Okay, what's going on here? Over. Another 8 minutes. I was going to check to see if it was done, but it fell apart when I tried to turn it over again. Obviously done. Okay, so there, now we have it fall apart. Then I got the captain talking, and then look at that wonderful color. Okay, so that's let's fix the spelling. I hate reading stuff when the spelling doesn't work. Colors, same. The underlining confuses me if I'm reading. I have had so I'm not going to put the brand name in. I am trying to get Amazon commissions for it, but I don't want to put it in the video because I don't want YouTube upset with me for a sponsored video. Color. Okay. Let's read this. Let's read this script. So I'm going to read it, and you're going to hear it on the live because it's all being done through the same camera. We're going to hit record on here. Oh, we don't want the sound to be on, so let's turn the sound off so we don't get an echo. And if at first you don't succeed, try again. Don't have to worry about running off the end because I know it's not going to be the whole 4 minutes. Let's clear our throat. Let's start with a nice thick organic salmon steak. Get a bit of oil onto it and sprinkle generously with Old Bay spice. That spice does add a wonderful flavor. Oil and spice the other side as well. Now some veggies. There's enough salt in the Old Bay that it doesn't need any more. Now some veggies. I like zucchini on the barbecue. Yellow zucchini and green zucchini for a nice variety of colors, but they all taste the same to me. And add half of an orange bell pepper, some oil onto the veggies so they don't stick, and a sprinkle of salt. And now back outside to the propane boat barbecue. I've had charcoal boat barbecues, but propane is so much easier to work with. Start the salmon ahead of the veggies. It'll take about 10 minutes aside. Turn it over, another 8 minutes. Some of those veggies are getting a little bit dark. I'm going to check to see if it was done. But if I was going to check to see if it was done, but it fell apart when I tried to turn it over. Obviously, well done. Look at that wonderful color. Okay, so there's my audio. I'm going to save this. I'm going to full screen this so we've got enough time to cut this audio. Melinda's gone. The audio works differently on Premiere than it does on DaVinci, and I do like Premiere better for that. Oh, let's turn the sound back on so we can hear it. Okay, so because I went from full screen to minor reduced, I'm going to reopen Premiere. It's a bit of a pain in the butt for that to happen. Let's reopen it. Open up the same project. Mango French toast barbecue salmon. There we are. And wait till it renders the previews. Let's clear our throat. Let's start with a nice thick organic. Let's start with a nice thick organic salmon steak. Get a bit of oil onto it. Oops. Okay, so I've got the audio for the parts recorded on the boat and for the parts recorded here on separate tracks because this was done with a lavalier mic connected to the camera there, and this is done with the webcam that the live is being done in. So the sound is different. And sprinkle it. Get a bit of oil onto it. And so by having it on separate tracks, I can play with the equalization a little bit, the tone. And sprinkle it generously. Okay. Misspoke myself there for a second. And now we're going to let this run. Sprinkle generously with Old Bay spice. That spice does add a wonderful flavor. Oil and spice the other side. Okay, so this is picked up here. We'll line up these audio clips with the, cut up the audio clips and line it up with. Now some veggies. Okay. Okay, what's going on here? Spice the other side as well. Flip that over. I guess I did put salt on it. Why am I babbling about salt?
That spice does add a wonderful flavor.
So where did I do the salt? I'm going to make sure I don't talk about salt again. Okay, so now some veggies.
There's there's enough salt in the Old Bay that it doesn't need any more. Now, now some veggies.
Okay, so
Now some veggies.
so I guess I've got to talk about salt, right? So let's just record that right here. Turn this off so we don't have an echo. And just a bit of salt. There's some salt in the Old Bay spice already. I should check to make sure that that's true. Let's just record that again. Let's undo that. And now a bit of salt to enhance the flavor even more. That's good. So let's put that in. I'm too lazy to look up whether there's salt in the Old Bay.
Now some veggies. I like zucchini on the barbecue. Yellow zucchini and green zucchini for a nice variety of colors. And green zucchini.
Where is my green zucchini? Okay, line that up with that. Yeah, see, this lining up bits of audio with video is much harder in DaVinci.
Nice variety of colors, but they all taste the same to me. And add half a and green zucchini for a nice variety of colors, but they all taste the same to me.
Okay. And where's my red pepper or my orange pepper? Bring that in here.
And add half of an orange bell pepper. Some oil onto the veggie. Some oil onto the veggies so they don't stick. And a sprinkle of salt.
Where's the oil on the veggies? This is in the wrong order.
Veggies so they don't stick. And a sprinkle. So they don't stick. And a sprinkle of salt. And now back outside to the I've had charcoal wood. Start the salmon.
Okay, get rid of this cough here.
I've had charcoal wood barbecues, but propane is so much easier to work with. Start the salmon ahead of the veg. But propane is so much easier to work with.
Guess I don't have enough fit.
Start the salmon ahead of the.
I'm just going to come back in just a second. Don't go away. Okay, just had to check something. Nobody knew. Okay, so
Put the salmon ahead of the veggies. It'll take about 10 minutes aside. Turn it over. Another 8 minutes.
it was a mistake. It was supposed to be 8 minutes aside. Well, that's not.
Ahead of the veggies.
This is 10 minutes. Supposed to be 8 minutes. About 8 minutes aside is good. Okay. Let's turn this back on.
Put the salmon ahead of the veggies. About 8 minutes aside is good. Turn it over.
Okay, so here, what did I do here?
Minutes aside is good.
Yeah, we're going to fill that gap here. Talk a little bit about adding the veggies. Put the veggies on after 2 or 3 minutes.
Put the veggies.
Okay.
Turn it over. Another 8 minutes. Some of those veggies are getting a little bit dark. I'm going to check to see. I'm going to check to see if it was done. It was done.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of that line about.
I'm going to check some of those.
Because the veggies at this point aren't dark.
I'm going to check to see. I'm going to check. Done. But I was going to check to see if it was done, but it fell apart when I tried. I was going to. Look at that. Obviously, well done. Really enjoyable. It's a great tasting spice for a wonderful fish.
Okay, we don't need that bit of wording. So here we want this.
I was going to check to see if it was done, but it fell apart when I tried to turn it over. Obviously, well done.
Okay, with this. So I don't really need that, right? Okay, so now what else have we got here? Oh yeah, we brought in the this is the please like, subscribe. Let's bring that over to about here. Okay, now let's the heck. We're going to go down 11 decibels. Have it generate the keyframes.
That spice does add a one. It's like it only with Old Bay.
Okay, so let's get the audio levels right. Audio track meters. So first of all,
I've been at it for 6 months for years, and I've always wondered how it tastes. Let's try it.
you go down. That's good. Now this track, it's the first track. Let's bring it up 3 decibels. Let's bring it up 4. What the hell did I do there?
Generously.
4.
Start with a nice thick organic salmon steak. Get a bit of oil.
Okay, so 4 decibels is too high. Usually 3 is good. To me, it sounds like it's not very loud. But let's do one more thing before we do this. There's a hum in the room, and my voice has got this low thing here. So let's do a high pass filter of 120 hertz, and that should get rid of the hum in the room, and also
start with a nice thick organic.
Let's get rid of the
nice thick organic. And I've always wondered how it tastes. Let's try it. Let's start with a nice thick organic salmon steak. Get a bit of oil onto it. And sprinkle generously with Old Bay spice. That spice does add a wonderful flavor. I was going to check to see if it was done.
Okay, first of all, let's bring this audio for this guy down to here. Okay, so the only thing I saw, let's stick in a limiter in here. And this Premiere has 2 different limiters, and sometimes one works, sometimes the other. Let's see if that took that out.
Let's try it. Let's start with a nice thick organic.
It's still
with a nice thick. Let's start with
the limiter is on. Let's limit it down to minus 2 decibels. See if that makes it happier.
Let's start with a nice thick organic.
How come it's not limiting it? We still get the.
Let's start with a nice thick organic salmon.
Okay, I don't want to spend the rest of my life trying to make the limiter work. Let's just go down half a decibel.
Try it. Let's start with a nice thick organic salmon steak. Start with a nice thick, generously with Old Bay spice.
Oh.
Start with a nice thick.
Okay, let's bring that down lower. Down 2 decibels, that's a lot.
Let's start with a nice thick.
Okay, 2 decibels it is. What am I doing? Okay, so that's good. Now, what about this guy?
With some veggies.
So again, we're going to bring in this high pass filter because we've got low frequency noise on the water. And if we go for 100 decibels and 100 hertz in here, see what that sounds like.
Salmon steak on the boat barbecue.
And let's bring this up. Let's bring it up 3.5 decibels. Let's see what that's like.
Barbecue with some veggies, zucchini, and peppers. And spice it only with Old Bay. I've seen that at the fish market for
Okay,
years.
so it's sort of bouncing around minus 6 decibels.
Let's start with a nice thick organic salmon steak.
Okay, so that's both the same. Now, does the sound quality sound the same?
Zucchini and peppers. Thick organic salmon. I've seen that at the fish market.
Let's go to 120 hertz.
And peppers. And spice it only with Old Bay. I've seen that at the fish market for years, and I've always wondered how it tastes. Let's try it. Let's start with a nice thick.
Okay, so the difference is the quality of the microphone. Hey, Willies, thank you for dropping by. Haven't seen you in a long time. Haven't seen you here in a long time. I've seen your backyard so many times. We're not on the boat. It was too cold on the boat. You have permission to come aboard, but we're not on the boat today. It was getting too cold, and I'm sitting here at the editing computer editing a video of cooking salmon on the boat. So we're almost finished. I'm just working on the sound now, tweaking the sound.
It's the other side as well. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Okay, so somehow I don't know why this limiter doesn't work. Let's put another limiter in here.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, a bit of salt. Okay.
This time the limiter works. Sometimes that silly limiter doesn't work.
But it fell apart when I tried to turn it over.
Okay, that's that. Now, let's close this mixer. What happened here? So it's not shrimp stuffed barbecue, it's barbecue salmon steak. Okay, that's good. That's okay, Willie. Yeah, it's getting colder on the boat. The sun is down before 7 o'clock now, so I've got to start around 4 or 5. Tomorrow I've got a commitment, but I'm hoping to be done on Friday, so it's a little bit warmer. And we'll sit out the back and wait for those swans to come by that never seem to come by. But I keep missing them. Okay, so let's go here. And we forgot the other part of the title here. Let's go steal that from another, from the shrimp. I think that's all I need. Close that project. Paste that in there. I like it. I mean, I'm not happy with the camera. I'm not happy with the way the captain looks. This was recorded
I've seen that at the fish market for years, and I've always wondered.
A couple of days later because I didn't like the way it got recorded the first time. But it seems to be okay now. So that is really our movie. So let's see what else I need to do to this. I'm not going to bother with ingredients because the ingredients are so obvious. It's just salmon and some veggies. I don't know what else I'm going to do to this. Do we need a seagull at the beginning? Let's put a seagull at the beginning as well and see if that is...
Let's try a thick salmon steak.
Okay, we'll do that. I like that idea. It's we don't want the seagulls blocking the captain talking. Hey, once upon a city, I've been looking for you. I see everybody else walking around Toronto, and I haven't seen you. So either we've been missing each other, or we've been missing each other. So Yeah, so Willie, I don't know if you ever heard the story that I tell about sailing the Virgin Islands and out cooking fish on the barbecue on the back of the boat and wasn't paying attention. It was a different barbecue than this one. This one has a square and has a cover that doesn't come off. The other boat had a round barbecue and the cover comes off. So we're drifting around the Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, with a piece of cod or some white fish anyway on the grill, and the seagull comes down and steals my lunch. So that was a story that I've told people sitting on the boat and well on them. Hey, go with the flow. Yeah, you were buffering a while ago too. Yeah. So thank you for coming aboard. So yeah, so we're almost finished with the edit, but I'll stick around and talk for a while. The Yeah, so the shrimp came down, the seagull came down and stole my fish off the barbecue, and I've been thinking of how to recreate that. It was funny, right? It wasn't funny because they only got 1 day of food per day on of the charter, and so ended up with just eating the veggies without the fish. And but on this grill, the lid doesn't come off that easily. I probably have to undo a couple screws. But I do want to try that and see if I can have the camera running and wait for the seagull to come down and steal a piece of fish. Now, this piece of salmon steak was $23 Canadian. I'm not going to sacrifice $23 for a stupid seagull. But I'm thinking of something, either a piece of frozen cod. I was at the fish store today making paella tomorrow, and I ended up buying a piece of sole to put in it. And I think I paid $3. So $3 I'd sacrifice for the pleasure of getting a seagull to come down and steal my fish. So that's but that's harder to do, and the challenge, of course, is that there aren't typically seagulls hanging out on the docks. I think last time I was down Saturday, Sunday, there were seagulls circling overhead. So something somewhere got their attention. I've seen there's a big field there, and I've seen them hanging out over top of the field as well. So again, something got their attention, but it's not the kind of place where we get little old ladies feeding the seagulls bread, because nobody wants seagulls around their boats, because all you do is get seagull crap on everything. But I would like a seagull to come down to be part of my video. So we'll figure out how to do that. We'll take the lid off the barbecue and put a piece of fish. The barbecue doesn't even have to be on, although I guess if it's on, then the aroma of the fish gets into the air, and I'm pretty sure those seagulls can smell fish, cooking fish from quite a ways away. It'd be interesting to see if I can recreate that little experience. Now, again, when it comes right down to it, the okay, go. We'll cross paths again. Hopefully I'm going to be out on the boat on Friday night, but I got to start early because sun's down at 6:45. So we'll probably start talking around 4:30. And it's time to start taking the boat apart for the winter as well. So thanks for dropping by, even if it's only for a few seconds. So I do want to recreate that, and I've got to think about what I'm going to do, because at the end of this, if you didn't see it earlier, the salmon fell apart when I tried to turn it over. So here we're trying to turn it over.
Obviously, well done.
Right. So here it is. And it was such a beautiful looking piece of fish. And I thought for sure it was going to turn over nicely and I'd have a nice brown color and the skin a nice brown. And I ended up with something that looked like a mess on the plate. So I may want to try to reshoot that. As I say, I'm not going to sacrifice a whole salmon steak on a seagull. So that's where we're at. There's one more boat barbecue video to edit. It's I did a cheesesteak. I may have to reshoot a small part of that as well because I wasn't happy when I closed the bun. It hid the steak and the cheese a little bit too much, so you don't get that nice, beautiful look of bun, cheese, meat. So I'm gonna have to rethink that as well. And but we've got the boat comes out of the water on the 28th, so we've got another 3 weeks, not quite 2 weeks anyway. And it's supposed to be mainly good weather. We've had rain for a couple of days, rain for a day. I think it's supposed to be one more day of rain, and we'll see if we can fill in the gaps in some of this stuff. The yeah, so that's summer is going to be basically over at the rate that we're going, and then all the cooking will happen here in the house, and we'll do editing for the rest of the winter. And do maybe some screencast lives with background video of sailing. No, the winter is going to be relatively. There has to be some work done on the boat, first of all, but the winter is going to be not that exciting. It's going to be predominantly cooking, and I want to work on this cookbook. So I'm going to spend a lot of time editing these same pictures into cookbook material. So I think that's what's going to be the winter, as far as I can tell. The marina, there's no Wi-Fi in the winter. They shut it down. So you could go sit in the dock. Hey, Go, you're back. The yeah, so the lives will be basically reliving the summer with sailing footage in the background, and talk about talking. I saw some email today from YouTube that now they're going to do something so that you can, if you do a live on a phone, it looks good on a computer. I never thought that was a problem. If you do a live on a computer and you watch it on a phone, it doesn't do full screen properly. You have to hold the phone sideways, and the chat doesn't work properly. So maybe they've got a better way of doing that. So that'll be the winter. Oh, pardon me, yawning a little bit. The did some cooking today with egg in a box. So we posted egg in a box, and so this is basically eggs that have been cracked at the egg hatchery, whatever it's called, so that you don't have to deal with shells. But more important, if you're looking at it from a boat perspective, and I came across a channel today on van life. So I guess there's a whole culture of people living in vans. um, basic vans, um, and fancy vans. And they were talking about some of the challenges in cooking there. So, but one of the challenges with those eggs, of course, is that they crack. The other is that they don't last very long. And then if you have a fridge on your boat or your RV, um, eggs are pretty fragile. So liquid eggs in a box eliminates that issue. And when I worked in the bakery, everything was done with liquid eggs. Now, again, we're using like a gallon of eggs in a recipe for egg bread, for instance. So if a gallon of eggs is like, I don't know, 50 dozen, you spend longer cracking eggs than you spent mixing them. So this was industrial grade scale cooking. But I did the corned beef with egg in a box. And this morning for breakfast, I had mango French toast with egg in a box. So it's all part of, I guess, cooking in a nomadic environment to the extent that is your thing. But all of these recipes also work for any other environments. But there's thousands of people talking about cooking salmon, and I'm talking about cooking salmon in this particular environment. So hopefully that attracts a few people. Just interestingly, I've had a video that has gone viral. It's up to 5,000 views now. Now, again, the good chefs are up to 1,000,000 views for a cheeseburger, and I'm happy when I get 500 views. But 5,000 views for a liver and onions recipe is probably pretty good. Sunny side up from egg in a box would not work. I guess it would work. You could get egg whites in a box. Apparently, people that for dietary reasons eat egg whites. You could take your frying pan, pour in a blob of egg white, and then take your whole egg and pour it in the middle to make a circle of yellow, and that would be sunny side up. That would be sunny side up. More work than I would want to undertake, but that would work if you had to prove that it could be done. So the egg in a box is a thing that I have been thinking about in the back of my mind for a while. Maybe do some other recipes with that around fritters. I came across somebody talking about saltfish fritters. So this was a Jamaican cook. Saltfish is a Jamaican thing. And I had done saltfish a year ago. And I have some Caribbean relatives, and so saltfish is a staple diet. And the saltfish, of course, is cod caught in Canada, taken by boat to the Caribbean in the 1600s, because the only way to keep the fish from rotting would be to salt it. And so I'm at a restaurant here in Toronto. For Once Upon a City, it's Clooney's in the distillery. And they had a special of saltfish fritters. I think they call it salt cod fritters. And I was not impressed. But I think partly because it was more breading than fish. And I think I'd like to emulate that to sort of build on the saltfish in boats, caught by people in boats kind of a theme thing, but it would I would put in much more fish than the Clooney chef did, and I think there was some vegetables in there as well, like bits of onion and stuff like that. So it was an interesting taste. I didn't know what to expect. I had last time I made fritters on this channel, I made tuna fritters with pancake mix, and pancake mix is sweet. And at the time, I wasn't sure that was a good um, taste combination. The sweetness of a pancake mix and sort of a bit of the saltiness of canned tuna. Now, again, part of the reason I used pancake mix was to avoid having to do anything with eggs, because pancake mix would have this powdered eggs mixed into it. And but they were kind of good. And these fritters at Clooney's at the restaurant were sweet tasting as well. If you've had what's the Jamaican donut festivals? I think they're festivals. Sort of that particular taste. And once upon a city, I haven't yet gone to lunch at the Cherry Street Diner. That's on the list as well. Maybe that'll be on the list for once the boat's out of the water. Although it's on the way to the marina, so maybe not. Anyway, so yeah, so with egg in the box, you can then make a very nice fritter dough that would work with saltfish, I think, and add that salty, fishy taste with the sweetness of the dough. So it's something to consider. And then I guess the last thing I wanted to do was get dried eggs from a camping supply store and experiment with that as an ingredient that doesn't need refrigeration at all. If it's a box egg, you still have to put in the fridge. So there's so many things that can be done, and I guess over the winter that's some more time for experimenting. The Canadian Thanksgiving is coming up, and when I was a kid, my mother always made sauerkraut for as a side dish for Thanksgiving. And when I say made sauerkraut, not just open a jar and put it in a dish, but they did prepared it in I guess, Eastern European style that I've been tasked with making for the family Canadian Thanksgiving. And that will be bacon and paprika and bay leaves and some onions, and then canned sauerkraut. My father made sauerkraut. Oh my God, it smelled up the house. He did it in the basement, but oh my God, it was gross because there's rotten cabbage, or more politely, fermented cabbage. And well, you see, he made it. That was, I mean, the part of his heritage from Eastern Europe was that kind of stuff. So the family likes it. I like it. Well, that'll be part of the cooking. I'm going to actually record it. It may not work out. Partly, again, it's like this salmon. There's nothing to it, right? You put the salmon in the barbecue. So you put the onions and the sauerkraut in the frying pan and fry it, and it's done. But that might be part of the this weekend's cooking as well. So hopefully we're going to have decent weather. Be nice if we get one more sail in. We've had either too much wind or not enough wind, and then we've had some rain as well. So that wasn't. Just trying to see what time it is here. That wasn't what we had booked. So I'm going to. It's a quarter after. A quarter to 10. I'm going to hoist the anchor and set sail on this endeavor. I'm going to save this edit that we've done here. This will be a while before that goes live because I want to spread out these barbecue recipes so they're not all one after the other. And but we'll throw in some egg in a box, and that will be it. So Willies, we'll catch you in the desert. I don't know who else is listening. Once Upon a City, we'll catch you around Toronto when the opportunity comes up. As I do love your patter, and you get yourself into some interesting situations that are interesting to be an innocent bystander on. And Mr. Russian, if you're still around, we'll watch you. We'll watch you when you next time play Grand Theft Auto or whatever the heck it is you're doing. As I say, I'm not a gamer, but it's always fun to watch other people describe what they're doing. I guess to some extent is almost what I was going to say. I love watching Kayla Boo. I haven't seen her in a while. Love watching her stuff because she has an interesting pattern to the people in her game. So, having said all that, thanks for coming. Aloha, ahoy, anchors away. Let me push the button on this thing that says end stream. Do I want to end my stream? End.